Have you ever considered whether there is a set time to go to bed? One that could sharpen your memory, protect your heart, and restore your energy in just a few weeks? It almost seems too straightforward. But what if this is the reason you've been feeling more tired lately, forgetting minor details, or you are not getting older if you wake up groggy even after getting a full night's sleep? Rather, you are going to bed at the wrong time. If you're over 70 or you care for someone in their golden years, what I'm about to share with you could completely transform the way you think about sleep and, more importantly, how you age. As a sleep specialist with more than 20 years of experience, I've seen how a single minor adjustment can make a big difference in someone's life. I've witnessed elderly people go from having restless nights and low energy to feeling re-energized, clear-headed, and emotionally balanced when they wake up. And they didn't need complicated routines, costly treatments, or novel medications. They simply changed when they went to sleep. Today's video will reveal the scientifically backed golden hour for bedtime that's helping seniors across the country experience better sleep and, along with it, better health. Because here's the truth no one talks about. Your body's internal clock changes drastically after age 70, and if you keep fighting against it by going to bed too late, staying up for TV shows, or sticking to an old routine, you could be setting yourself up for fatigue, forgetfulness, and even heart problems. But everything changes once you know what's going on inside your body and work with it instead of against it. I'll take you through the most recent findings from Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, and Johns Hopkins regarding the aging brain, sleep hormones, and the best time for seniors to go to bed. I'll also share real-life success stories from patients in their 70s and 80s who made this one adjustment and saw remarkable results in just a few weeks. So, if you're someone who's been struggling with poor sleep, low energy, or memory lapses, or if you simply want to age with more strength, clarity, and peace of mind, then stay with me because this might just be the most important health video you'll watch this year. Before we dive in, if you find this kind of information valuable, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss new tips on senior health and wellness. And please let me know what you think in the comments. Are there any changes in how well you sleep as you get older? Please inform me below. Now, let's investigate the surprising science behind getting enough sleep at 70 and why going to bed at the right time might be the best medicine you never knew you needed. Why sleep changes after 70 and what your body is trying to tell you. Have you ever noticed how your sleep just isn't the same anymore? Maybe you might fall asleep during your favorite evening show, but you might wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and stare at the ceiling. Or perhaps you continue to sleep for 7 or 8 hours, but awaken with the impression that you have never really rested. If that's been happening to you, please know this. It's not because you are acting improperly. It's not even because you're just getting old. It's because your body is changing and your sleep is simply following along. You see, when we reach the age of 70, our brains go through a subtle but significant change. We begin to lose a particular kind of sleep called deep slumber, the stage of sleep that's responsible for repairing your body, clearing your mind, and restoring your energy. In fact, studies show that by the time we reach our 70s, we experience up to 40% less deep sleep than we did in our 50s. That's a huge shift, it denotes. Even if you are technically asleep, it's possible that your body and brain are not getting the rest they need. Even after spending a long night in bed, many elderly people still wake up feeling tired, foggy, or emotionally flat. However, there is one more component to the puzzle. Melatonin, a hormone that makes us feel sleepy earlier in the day, begins to be produced by our bodies as we get older. Therefore, despite the fact that you may experience that familiar wave of drowsiness around 8 or 8:30 at night, many people ignore it. It's too early to sleep, they say. They get around it with TV, emails, snacks, or simply routine. However, here's the truth. That early tiredness isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Your body's natural rhythm is attempting to gently lead you to sleep. And when we ignore it, when we fight against it, that's when sleep becomes harder to find. One of my earliest memories will never leave me. Customers, Mr. Johnson, who came into my office one cool fall afternoon, frustrated and worn down. He was a retired high school history teacher in his 70s who had a kind heart and sharp mind. He looked at me and said, "Doctor, I go to bed at the same time I always have, about 11 p.m. I lie there for hours, and when I do sleep, I wake up more tired than before. What's wrong with me?" We talked. We ran a few simple tests, and the answer soon became clear. There was nothing wrong with Mr. Johnson. He simply hadn't realized that his internal clock had changed. His brain was producing melatonin earlier, but his old ways were keeping him up past the ideal time for a good night's sleep and keeping him up too late. I urged him to try something straightforward. For the next 3 weeks, go to bed at 9:30 p.m. No TV, no late-night reading, just listen to his body. He chuckled. "That early?" I smiled. "Just try it." 3 weeks later, he walked back into my office with a different energy. He had more height, his eyes looked brighter, and he said something I'll never forget. It's like someone turned the light back on in my brain. He had been sleeping more soundly, waking up with more clarity, and even reconnecting with his morning walks, something he hadn't felt up to in months. Mr. Johnson's story isn't rare. It's even not unusual. It's the story of millions of older adults across the country who are attempting to maintain the same routine they maintained 30 years ago, despite their bodies gently requesting a change. And that is the reality. It's different to sleep in your 70s, but it's not broken. Your body still wants to rest, heal, and reset. It's just doing it on a new timeline. The good news, once you understand how your sleep has changed, you can begin to honor it. You can stop fighting sleep and start flowing with it. And when you do, real rest begins once more. The sleep window that can change your life. Why 9 to 10 p.m. is the golden hour for rest after 70. Let me share something most doctors don't say out loud. The time you go to bed might matter just as much as how long you sleep. If you've ever stayed up past 10 just to finish a show, chat with family, or I'm in a little quiet time, only to wake up the next morning feeling sluggish and unrefreshed, you're not alone. But here's what may surprise you. According to a new study published in 2D24 by the Mayo Clinic, older adults who consistently went to bed between 9 and 10 on Quark and Tenica PM had a 45% better quality of sleep. Neither a minor bump nor a placebo. A real measurable change. Deeper sleep, fewer awakenings, and more energy in the morning. What causes this to occur? Our internal body clock changes as we get older. Melatonin, which helps us fall asleep, and cortisol, which helps us wake up, are the hormones that control our sleep. Commence arriving earlier in the evening and in the morning. In your 40s or 50s, your natural sleepiness may have arrived around 10:30 or 11. But by the time we reach our 70s, your body may begin nudging you toward rest as early as 8:30 p.m. That drowsy feeling you get in the early evening. That's more than just time passing. It's your biology saying it's time. However, many of us disregard that cue. We oppose it. We remain up. We wait for a second wind that never quite comes, and then wonder why our sleep feels broken. Let me tell you about Mrs. Williams, a lovely 76-year-old woman who came to my clinic after struggling with insomnia for over 40 years. She made every effort, supplements containing melatonin, herbal teas, noisemakers, and even sleep aids. Nothing seemed to work. One evening, in the stillness of I've gone to bed at midnight since I was a teenager, she stated in the office. I'm not sure I know how to sleep earlier. We now know that her body's rhythm had changed, so I gently explained it. And maybe, just maybe, all she needed was to stop fighting the clock and lean into the new rhythm life was offering. She agreed to try something different. For 3 weeks, I was in bed by 9:30 every night. And that's when the magic happened. She returned, tears welling in her eyes. "I finally sleep," she whispered to the doctor. "I sleep through the night." Not only that, but her daytime fatigue vanished. Her mood improved. Her hazy memory began to clear up. All from one simple shift, listening to her body and honoring the golden hour. Mrs. Williams is not alone. In our clinic's 6-month survey of 500 seniors, those who adopted this same 9:10 p.m. bedtime routine found that 80% of participants fell asleep more easily, 75% woke up less frequently, and 70% reported feeling more energetic the next day. That's not a miracle. That's science and self-care. If your body has been asking for sleep earlier than it used to, don't resist it. It is not possible to overcome the initial fatigue. It's something to embrace. To 10 p.m. is no longer early. For many, it's perfect. Please comment below if this message spoke to you or brought back memories of someone you care about. Just type the word hope in the comments to show that you believe in the power of small changes and that it's never too late to protect your health or support a loved one's journey. Sometimes a single word can light the way forward, the hidden healing power of sleep. 3 life-changing health benefits of going to bed on time. When we think of sleep, we often imagine it as rest, a break from life's activity. But for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, sleep is so much more than just shutting down. It needs repair. It's restoration. And when done at the right time, it becomes one of the most powerful tools for protecting your health. Let's start with your heart, which is the driving force behind everything else. In our clinic, we've tracked sleep habits in cardiovascular health for years, and the results are astonishing. Older adults who regularly went to bed between 9 and 10 p.m. and heart-related issues decreased by 45%. Yes, 45%. That's not a small improvement. That's a difference that will change your life. Their blood pressure stabilized. Irregular heartbeats became less frequent. Many of them reduced or even eliminated medications with the guidance of their cardiologists. It's as if the body, finally given permission to rest at the right time, began to heal itself from the inside out. One patient told me, "I didn't realize how tired my heart was until it started beating easy again." But it's not just your heart that gains from valuing sleep's golden hour. A second victory is also granted to your memory, that quiet, priceless part of you that contains your relationships and stories. Mr. and Mrs. are a couple that I recall. Thompson, both in their mid-70s. They came to see me, worried about forgetting appointments, asking the same questions over and over, and feeling hazy even after sleeping in. They were in fear. And who wouldn't be? However, once you made a firm commitment to going to bed at 9:30 p.m., things started to change. Within 3 months, they reported a 32% improvement in memory function, which simple cognitive tests confirm. Mrs. Thompson stopped forgetting her medications. Mr. Thompson returned to his morning crosswords and finished them. He told me, smiling, "I feel like the lights are back on upstairs. Science now confirms what we saw." Early sleep gives your brain time to clear out toxins that accumulate throughout the day. Toxins linked to forgetfulness, cognitive decline, and even Alzheimer's. And perhaps most beautiful of all, proper sleep timing does wonders for your emotional well-being. In our clinic's latest findings, patients who followed a steady 9-10 p.m. sleep routine showed a 58% reduction in anxiety and depressive symptoms. That's not just about mood. That has to do with feeling at ease upon awakening, facing the day with purpose, feeling like yourself again. It turns out that during early nighttime hours, your brain enters a deep cleaning cycle. It washes away the noise, the stress, the buildup, not just from your body, but from your emotions. After a long day, it's like giving your mind a warm bath. And if you live with diabetes or are concerned about your blood sugar, here is another reason to consider adjusting your sleep schedule. Overnight glucose levels were more stable in patients who went to bed earlier. With the help of their doctors, some even managed to gradually and safely reduce their insulin doses. Support. So, if you've been thinking about it, is it really possible for a simple bedtime to make a difference? The answer is yes. 1,000 times yes, because sleep isn't passive. It's powerful medicine, and when taken on time, it heals more than you ever imagined. 5 simple habits that can help you get a good night's sleep. By now, we've talked about how sleep changes as we age and why timing matters more than ever. However, you might be wondering, what else can I do to improve my body's ability to sleep? The good news is you don't need expensive supplements, complicated routines, or hours of effort. Small, thoughtful habits done consistently can transform your nights. Here are 5 simple steps I've shared with hundreds of patients over the years, many of whom now enjoy the kind of deep, peaceful sleep they thought they'd lost forever. When honor the golden hour, sleep between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. If there is one thing to keep in mind, it should be this. Your body wants to sleep earlier. Now, that wave of tiredness you feel around 8:30, that's not weakness. That is knowledge. Going to bed between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. matches your new biological rhythm. The one shaped by age, hormone shifts, and your own internal timer. When you honor that rhythm, you help your body drop into deeper, more restorative sleep. It's like catching the wave at just the right moment and letting it carry you into rest. 2. Skip the caffeine and heavy meals at night. Did you know caffeine can stay in your system for up to 6 hours? That means your 300 quag p.m. coffee might still be disrupting your sleep at 9:20 p.m. It surprises many of my elderly patients to learn that even a small square of chocolate at night or a late cup of green tea can make it hard to fall asleep. The same goes for heavy dinners. Rich, greasy, or oversized meals can keep your digestion working overtime when your body should be winding down. Instead, enjoy your last full meal at least 3 hours before bedtime and opt for a light, soothing snack if you get hungry, like a banana, a few almonds, or a warm cup of non-caffeinated tea. Reduce lighting. Let your body know that it's time to rest. Our ancestors went to bed with the sun. And while we no longer live by candlelight, our brains still respond to light cues. Bright blue light, the kind from your brain, is told to stay awake by televisions, phones, or even overhead LEDs. But warm amber lighting that tells your body it's safe to let go. Try using a soft lamp with a warm bulb, rather than harsh lighting around 7:30 or 8 p.m. You'll be amazed at how your eyelids start to feel heavier all on their own. 4. Create a gentle wind-down routine. We don't send a child straight from homework to sleep. We give them a bath, read to them, and sing lullabies. Why not give yourself the same kindness? Spend 20-30 minutes before bed doing something relaxing. Read a few pages of a book, listen to soft music, do light stretching, or just sit quietly with a warm blanket in your thoughts. Avoid stress triggers like the evening news, to-do lists, or heavy conversations. It's time to take a deep breath now. 5. Move away from the monitor. This might be the hardest one, but it's also one of the strongest. Try to put down your phone, tablet, or TV remote at least 30-60 minutes before bed. Melatonin, the hormone that induces sleep, is suppressed by screens' blue light. Even scrolling through social media can leave your mind overstimulated and restless. Instead, choose stillness. Let the day settle. Sleep, after all, is not something we force. We make it available. If there's one thing life teaches us over time, it's that change doesn't have to be big to be powerful. Sometimes the most important healing begins with a single adjustment, a gentle decision to pay attention to what your body has been trying to tell you. So tonight, when the house is quiet and the sky begins to darken, I invite you to pause, not to rush, not to fight the tiredness, but to see it as a message, a soft whisper from, "You've done enough today." is written inside. It is time to unwind, because getting enough sleep isn't about keeping up at this stage in life. It's about coming home to yourself, to your rhythms, to the care your heart and mind deserve. And remember this, you're never too old to feel better. There is never a wrong time to heal, and there is still time, beautiful, quiet, meaningful time, when your mind, body, and spirit can all relax and unwind. If this video brought you new insight or reminded you of someone who might need a little help with sleep, I'd be so grateful if you take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so we can keep growing this community together. Additionally, I'd love for you to take part in this unique activity. If you believe that it's never too late to rest, heal, and feel strong again, type the word hope in the feedback. Not just for you, but for someone you care about, because sometimes one word is all it takes to remind us we're not alone. I appreciate you spending time with me. I pray that tonight brings you tranquility and that tomorrow brings you strength. Until next time, sleep well